Hey guys, welcome back to Called Outdoors. So, today we are reviewing the brand new Tethrd Hybrid Bino Harness. And when I saw this thing at the ATA show, I was super excited about it. Thrilled that Tethrd sent it here, and you can see I've already gone ahead and added my binoculars to it. I've got the rangefinder here in the rangefinder pouch with a little tether. We'll get into all that in just a moment. Wanted to leave it in the original packaging just so you can see how it comes. It does come as this entire kit with the bino harness, with the rangefinder pouch, and with the, they're calling it cell phone pouch. We're gonna experiment with that a little bit today with some other gear as well. But this is what it comes in. The price point is $129.99. And I would like to go ahead and reiterate right here at the start, Tethrd did send this to me, so I'm really excited to do this review. Wanted to make that very clear. Let's go ahead and open this thing up and we'll get into it. All right, so as you can see, I've got it on. Pretty comfortable, to be honest. The harness itself with nothing in it is just under a pound. I believe it's 15.7 ounces. Really comfortable to wear. Now you can see with my cell phone in the cell phone pouch, got my rangefinder in this pouch. They're leaning a little bit forward, and I think I'll be able to adjust that. There's a bunch of adjustment with these, including you can just take them off, and we'll do that in a minute. You can see I've got other binoculars here we're gonna mess with. But as far as the bino harness itself, comes with these little bungee straps, basically to attach up here. That way they can just free hang. So, close it up like this. They call it 3/4 capture. Open face. This probably isn't for busting through brush and doing that kind of stuff, scouting missions like that. Probably not what you're looking for. If you're taking and hunting, if you've got a, good access to your stand, you can get in quietly, you're not busting through brush. This I think is gonna be really nice. And again, it's that minimalist, tethered saddle hunting design. So, no surprise they kind of went with that kind of route. So these here are Vortex Crossfire HDs 10x42s. They fit great. You're looking for pretty much anything in that range. The binoculars can be from 5 to 8 inches, and again, we're gonna mess with that. You're not looking at 12x50s, things you're gonna take out west, trying to glass 300-400 yards. That's not what this is for. This was designed for whitetail hunting, and I think for that purpose, that's what I primarily do. This is gonna be really nice. So let's go ahead and look at the adjustment of these things. I'm gonna take these off, just kind of let them hang to the side. So the way that you do this, you pop that Velcro open. By the way, everything else is magnet pouch. Let's talk about that real quick. It also clips open, which is awesome. Clips closed with the magnet. That's good and silent. If you're doing this, do that before you go hunting. That part's gonna be pretty loud. So you can see I can take this right off. And let's say we wanted to do these. Now these are 10x25s. I don't know if these are gonna fit. I just brought a couple different pairs of binoculars. This part comes off, and that's how we're going to adjust it. So I'm gonna guess we want it pretty high up here. That's gonna be pretty close. Now, I would have to adjust this. I think you can get that adjusted to hold it tight enough. Is this ideal? No, you probably want something a little bit bigger than that. As long as you had it attached, either with this or the bungees if you ran these, ain't gonna go anywhere. I've got these, if I don't knock the table over, 25x30s. I don't even, rod surrent? I don't know how to say this. These are ones my dad has. Super high magnification though. And I really don't think we're gonna have to adjust this. Those are gonna fit. Again, is it ideal? No. These are probably right at the lower limit of what they're looking for, around that 5-inch range. Probably a little bit under that. Now I also have some Bushnell 10x42s. These are a little bit bigger than the Crossfire HDs, a little bit wider profile. We're gonna go back to what we had. Something in there, I believe. And that's gonna close up real nice. Now obviously I take this off if I'm running it with this, have it attached to the bungees that my Vortexes are on, but these are the binoculars I'm gonna take. So a wide array of whitetail hunting binoculars, that kind of thing. They fit. I really like that. The adjustability, the fact that it's so versatile. I mean, you can take the accessory pouches off. There are molly loops. I don't know if you can see that. Get a close up of that. So that way you can run a different pouch on here if you want to. Take just one off, whatever you want to do with that. I really like that versatility. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back together now. Also, because of the way this works, I could run the pouches down here. I could run them pretty much up as high as the Velcro is gonna allow it. Right about there. And we'll go with that. Put our Crossfire HDs back in there. and we're closed up and good to go. Now, something I want to mess with there's loops here, and I think you could probably get these straps to run through them. It might hold those pouches over a little bit better. And I think for archery hunting, you're a little less likely to snag on those as you come to full draw. We're gonna mess with that in a second as well. But really versatile. I love the pouches. Brilliant design, I think, with the magnet on the front so they can close open. The rangefinder pocket with the little elastic tether, I love that. I have a personal story of dropping my rangefinder after ranging a buck and spooking them, so, you know, not gonna follow my stand anymore and spooking. Love that. Really glad it just comes with it. It's one of those things where if everything just comes together, you're not going and buying more pieces of equipment. You don't have to go buy something else to attach. Now, another thing, these pockets have loops on either side. So there's the one where the tether attaches. You can flip it to this side. I'm not really sure why you do that. Maybe if you ran the rangefinder pouch on that side, because you can flip them, that would make sense. I also have a tether system for my cell phone. So I've got that rigged up, and it's hardly the most amazing piece of technology, but it does work. I started using it when I was saddle hunting. Frankly, I don't know what brand it is. My sister got it for me a couple years ago. But more important than the fact that I have it is these loops are over here, and if you have some kind of tether system for your phone, if you have some other piece of gear you want to run in here that has a tether to it, that way you just know you're not going to lose it. Now, I talked about different pieces of gear that might fit in this. Let's go ahead and undo this. So maybe you don't want to run your cell phone in there. Maybe you have like a chest pocket on your jacket. That's what I typically do when I'm saddle hunting. If you're in a saddle, typically your pants pockets are really restricted. It's tough to get to them. You can do it, but it's a lot of movement. You really don't want to be doing that. So maybe you have something else. Maybe you don't bring your phone hunting. I thought of this, just a rattle bag. I don't really use rattle bags, but I had it. Now I'm going to put the pocket dimensions for the rangefinder pouch, the cell phone pouch, and the bino harness itself on screen just so you can see roughly what you can fit. This is a little bit too big. Could you do it? Yeah. Grunt call, like a canned bleat call. A lot of stuff you could fit in this, but especially saddle hunting, I think my phone is going to be right there. If you want to send a text, check the weather, check Onyx, whatever, is right there. Minimal movement, quiet with the magnet. That is pretty darn nice. So a couple other features of this before we go and take a couple of shots. In here, we have a little pocket, which has a lens cloth. Pretty nice, honestly, that it comes with it. It's one of those things where you get out there and maybe it's been raining or you went through some mud or something. Lens is a little dirty. That'll be nice to clean that out. And also, close that back up so that our binoculars stay in place. Back here, there's a little slit pocket as well. So put whatever you might want back there. A lot of engineering, a lot of features in such a small minimalist platform like this. I really like it, and it's Tethrd MO to make things as functional as possible. That's what I love about this piece of equipment generally. The fact that we can run it with just a rangefinder pocket, you could run it with just a cell phone pocket, just the bino harness itself, replace things, move things. It's very functional, and in any piece of equipment that I'm running, especially hunting, the more versatile it is, the more I can do with it, and the more you can do with it, the better it is suited for as many people as possible. I'm gonna hunt different than you're gonna hunt, different than the next guy's gonna hunt, and all of us are gonna have different needs that we have with anything. So the fact that we can change things out, move stuff around, adjust everything, I really do like that. So let's go ahead and take a couple of shots with the bow. I have like a little mock saddle set up over there. We'll do that. I'm also gonna mess with trying to get these pouches to sit back like this. I think if I can do that, especially with the straps, it's gonna be much better for archery hunting. So let's head over to that. All right, so a little further away this time, so I gotta talk a little louder. But yes, I do run my bow like this. We'll talk about that in a future video. Rather convenient for using both hands to show stuff. So a couple of things you might have thought of when it comes to saddle hunting with this bino harness. One is getting it caught on your tether rope or your bridge. Obviously, if you're standing like this, you're gonna be fine. If you're sitting in against the tree, it's kind of in there in the bridge rope, but you move with it. So it's not like it's really getting caught on anything. I don't have a problem with that. Let's go ahead and take a shot. Now, like I said, I do run my bow that way. I don't shoot with my quiver on, but for the sake of today, makes life a little bit easier. So I literally haven't done this. We're gonna see how this goes. No problem. Take another shot here. And keep in mind too, I have not adjusted these pockets. I made a point of leaving everything in the packaging, doing it out of the box, so you can see exactly what you're gonna be looking at. Once I get these adjusted, like I said, especially too, holding that stuff back, which is absolutely my plan. I think that's gonna be the best way to run this. It'll be much, much better. So I'm gonna turn a little bit so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. You can see there's a couple inches of clearance between my bowstring and the cell phone pouch. I like it. So again, if I can get this to sit back, it's gonna be even better. And from that saddle hunting perspective, especially if you run your bow like this, I can't get to my cell phone there. So having it here, can take a picture of the buck that I just smoked over there. Anything like that. Got the rangefinder pouch. While we're up here, might as well take a look at it from that view. Range that deer. See him coming in. You can drop your binos. It all holds everything in place. I love that the systems are made to do that. I really feel like not only is it made with saddle hunting in mind, but again, as the design says, made with whitetail hunting in mind. Whether you're hunting from a saddle or from a tree stand, I think, honestly, there's a lot of positives to this thing. Now, if you're someone who's more minimalist and you're not trying to run all this equipment, the fact that you can do just the bino harness is excellent. By the way, they sell basically just the bungee, these straps for the binoculars with a little back plate. Super minimalist, keeps everything in place. It's self-centering. That was something I thought was really cool as well, but I like this product a lot. All right, so I'm gonna be honest, it is a little annoying to do it that way. I went ahead and took the buckles off, ran the strap through those side loops, but it does accomplish what I wanted. Like, it holds the pouches more upright and more out of the way for a bow shot. So overall, like I said, I really like this thing. That probably is the biggest con for me, just the fact that, at least the way I have it adjusted, the way that it sits on my back, on my shoulders, the pouches and stuff wanted to sag forward, but I was able to adjust it so things sit upright. That might not be a problem for you anyway. I'm gonna say probably everybody's adjustment is gonna vary on that. Something else I did while I was messing with stuff, these little buckles came with it. They're on the end of those bungees, and you can just undo them like that. So that way, if you want to run your binoculars separate, you don't have to undo everything. You can just clip them back on with those buckles. I shortened those up a little bit, untied the knots they had just for basically to make it fit how I wanted to. But again, the adjustability of this thing, the fact that there is so much versatility with what you can do. Like I said, I'm excited to play with this, see what other kind of gear I can get in there, because I think there's other options, again, especially not saddle hunting. But overall, really like the features. The price point at $129.99, I think for all the stuff you get is pretty darn good. And again, Tethrd's MO is functionality, versatility, ability for any situation for the gear to fit what you're doing. So like I said, I like this piece of equipment. I'm going to be running it all fall, probably here in the next month or so as velvet antlers start to get a little more identifiable, start to look at bucks that maybe we know from last year. I'm going to take this thing out, do a bit of a scouting mission. We'll do a video on that as well. Bit of a follow-up, I guess, in that sense. And maybe I can figure out a better adjustment so these things sit a little more upright. But again, I was able to solve that in like 5 minutes. So even at that, isn't a big problem. So again, thank you to Tethrd for sending me this and the new swag. I love the hat, by the way. I think the hat and the shirt are available at the store. You can check that out. There are other Tethrd products coming in the near future that I am very excited about. The saber saw and the grit pack. Cannot wait to see what those look like. But with that, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of the new Hybrid Bino Harness from Tethrd in the comments below. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.